Jobs are back in America, baby. Jobs are back. And it is Wins and Losses Friday, so let's get started. All right, good morning, everybody. Let's do this thing. Well, I guess jobs aren't back in America. So it's funny, 500,000 jobs were expected, but all you have to do is look out there and say, well, every single business is hiring. I showed you guys, if you follow me on Instagram, I've showed you tons and tons of times that I went to a Robex the other day. It's a smoothie store. I don't know if it's national or not, but I went there and it said, please be nice to the people who actually showed up to work today. And you expect that 500,000 jobs are going to come back in the month of September? Come on, grow up. 194,000 jobs were added this past month. It ain't going to get any better, but the unemployment rate falls to 4.8%. Okay. They must have forgot to include the people that are no longer looking for jobs in that number, because the discrepancy doesn't make any sense. So 194,000 jobs were added. 500,000 were expected. And if you look at August, there were 235,000 added in August, and that number has significantly dropped into the month of September. So with that being said, America is flossing and everything's good out there. Let's get next story. Steven Mnuchin. Steven Mnuchin is the former U.S. Treasury Secretary under the previous administration. He came out and spoke. It's funny. He used to be the Treasury Secretary, and now he just opened his own hedge fund. He worries that there will be ongoing inflation. We could easily end up with 3.5% 10-year treasuries, which would be a lot, which would just increase the cost of the national debt and that creates the budget issues that we're seeing. If you don't know, the debt ceiling was raised last night, so we're good through December to keep spending. Yields are currently about 1.55%. They've doubled since October. He pointed out that rising oil prices are evidence of inflationary pressures and said it is time for the Federal Reserve to normalize its monetary policy. Now, it's funny. Who really started to put all of this pressure on the Fed? It was Steven Mnuchin. There should be a discussion around what is the appropriate level of national debt and spending. He said to the Bloomberg, we cannot let the U.S. default on its debt. So it's funny, though. it really is funny to me. Who's the one that really started this spending and pressure on the Fed? It was Stephen Mnuchin. So the big talk out there is Alibaba getting going. So Alibaba is up. I guess it's up $160 pre-market right now. Charlie Munger increased his position in Alibaba 83%. That was big news yesterday. Big news over the weekend after his 13F filing came out, or maybe he published it in his journal. I really don't know. But he's nearly doubled his stake in the holding. Munger is also the vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, as most of you know, and now has it as 18% of the Daily Journal's portfolio in Alibaba at a cost basis between $180 and $200 per share. Hayes, the guy who wrote this, I guess, he says, for starters, successful people do what unsuccessful people won't do. He is willing to take some type of short-term pain for long-term gain. Not on the basis of wishing or hoping, but on the basis of facts and data. So it's not necessarily successful and unsuccessful people. He just basically said what value investing is. Alibaba has been growing its top line and cash flow and forecast to more than double in the next few years. You can now pay less for Alibaba than it was when the company was way less than a third of its current size. So we talk about every day, and it will be tough to find 1 billion users elsewhere. We also talk about that every day. And that's why Buffett and Munger are the best investors around, contrary to popular belief that some other people are. So that's that. That's a good story. I like that one. Let's talk about, well, there's no talking about anything. Here you go, guys. The debt ceiling was raised overnight. It passed in the Senate. I don't know what else to say. Congrats, America. We can hit another nail in the coffin. Tesla is moving its HQ to Austin, Texas from California, Musk tells investors. So yesterday, Elon Musk and Tesla had the annual shareholders meeting, and he said a lot of stuff, mostly about this place in Texas. So Texas is officially moving to Austin, Texas. They will continue to expand their California area, and I think it's in Palo Alto, significantly, but even more so here in Texas. It's tough for people. This is why they did it. And this goes back to, Yomo, your Tesla finally arrived. Yeah, right. That thing's never coming. Tesla will, where were we? It's tough for people to afford houses in the San Francisco Bay Area, and lots of people have to travel from far away to work at Tesla's factories and offices. That limits on how big you can scale the Bay Area. So they're doing it to themselves. Somebody sent me a message yesterday that the median sale cost of a house in California and San Francisco is going to be, I think it was $834,000. Median. Destroying themselves from within. Musk said that Silicon Valley has had too much influence on the world, and he wants to spread it to other states. It's interesting, though. Texas, of course, they have their great business-friendly state, as many of you know. Texas is one of several states where Tesla cannot deliver directly, cannot sell its vehicles directly to people with like showrooms and stuff. In stores, it stores such in stages. Yeah, so there are no showrooms there. They have to sell it directly. No. They cannot sell it directly. They have to use showrooms. Whatever. It's backwards of everywhere else in the country. That's why I thought it was interesting that they went to Texas. Even so, Tesla is confident that it can keep growing its sales and production by more than 50% for quite a while. And basically, if we get the chips, we can do it. And I actually do believe that statement that he made. It's been a constant struggle to get enough chips and auto parts. He reiterated that his expectations of the Tesla Cybertruck and the all-electric pickup truck will start next year and hit volume production by 2023. They say its commercial truck, the Semi, is redesigned. The redesigned Roadster, also expected for 2023. Man, if I was 2023, if they were telling me 2023 for the Roadster, I mean, I put down, I think it was in 2018 or 19. You had to put down $250,000 on the Tesla Roadster. So it's not like you were putting down $100 non-refundable. You're putting down $250,000. Now, I don't care if $250,000 is a lot of money that you can use for a lot of other things. So, dang. All right. Well, we'll see how that goes. And plus, when you have besides for the look of the car, when you have the Model S Plaid, that thing is so fast. How much faster do you need to go? People are going to start running into walls and hurting themselves. Squid Game and Netflix. So I started watching this last night, on Netflix. Very interesting show, very weird show. I really don't understand what's happening, but it's good news for Netflix because it's been a massive hit, and people are saying that this could be the biggest thing to hit the platform yet. Not only that, it's big in other markets, and I mean it's basically a Korean show that's voiced over in English, and so it can help open other markets in that don't have a lot of Netflix in them and so forth. So keep a watch on Netflix. This thing is going to probably start moving in some direction. Okay. I didn't even highlight anything in this article. I just thought it was interesting. A bunch of fitness companies have jumped into the IPO market this year, and it's not working out. So after COVID, not even COVID, I don't care if it was COVID, after a main event, people thought that it was going to be trendy to do something and that this thing was going to work. And such thing, working out, gyms, etc., have not worked to the way that everybody thought that they were going to work. So basically what I'm trying to say is when these things come out and people get all excited about this and that, and it's going to be the next thing that changes the world or whatever, go in with eyes wide open. Just use some common sense when you're going and reading these things and looking at these companies and whatnot. I'm sure that there's a lot of hype channels that have been pushing this stuff. So true. Home fitness has changed the game. Exactly what Dad's with a Purpose said. He said, home fitness has changed the game. What are you investing in gyms for? You expect people that are going to stay at home for 12 months and they figure out a way to work at home. They build their own gyms at home, etc. And then they go, oh, I'm going to go back to a gym now where I have to be around all of these dirty people that smell and sweat all over everything. And I have to pay a monthly membership. And when I cancel it, the gym just keeps charging me and charging me and charging me. Then I call corporate office and they can't cancel it because they're incompetent on the other end of the phone. Hello, LA Fitness. And there you go. All right. Follow us on Instagram at TraderMo_EM, at Paul Gabriel, at Seth Kirchanan. Guys, we are doing if you are a subscriber, well, not a subscriber, you're probably all subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button. If you are a subscriber to our software, we are going to be 10:30 today. So an hour after the show, Paul and I are going to jump on. We're going to do our book club, chapters 5, 6, and 7 of The Psychology of Money. And we're going to discuss it. And it's going to be great. And those chapters are really good, especially chapter 7. I really like chapter 7 the most. And we are going to get at that. So that'll be about 10:30 to 11:30, maybe 10:30 to 11:15, something like that. And we will go from there. All right. Let's see here. What do we want to do next? So let's look at the markets, and I'm going to look at some wins and losses that you guys had. I wonder what the markets are doing. And the reason I'm thinking that the market is going to move positively, even more so. Let's see. Okay, that's going slow. Let's see what the yields are doing. 10 years ticking up big time. That's the one I'm really most focused on. Any earnings on Monday? Let's see. Just check on Monday. No stocks Monday. And then the banks get rolling on Wednesday. So next week starts earnings week all over again, and we will go from there. What's going on here? This is not working. So we'll X out of here. I just want to see what the futures are doing with the reaction to that number. Oh, okay. Interesting. S&P's up about 0.25%. So if you want to join the software and join Everything Money, join all the exclusive YouTube content, etc., $28 a month gets you that. Software, exclusive content. We make exclusive videos for you guys. You guys know that we need to do the videos like Facebook, Apple, Tesla, all this stuff because we're going to get buried under all the... We're going to get buried under all... If we start putting out videos like Nautilus, nobody's going to care about that except for you people that are intelligent, but we need to be able to get it out to the masses and then bring you in. So that exclusive content, we go into a lot smaller companies, value companies, 8-pillar companies that you guys are interested in. So that is the exclusive content that comes when you join us. If you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation, $78 a month gets you that. It's even more exclusive because you get access to me. You get access to the great community of traders. You get access to the Employed Trader series, etc. Paul's Super Shorts on a monthly basis is $500. Even more exclusive, you get access to Paul and myself. We talk about all of our stuff in there. We talk about options, etc. If you want to do a one-on-one trading session with me, $750 for 1 hour. Zoom call. So far, they've all been great. They've all been beneficial. People are flossing. If you're an experienced trader, we can nail out the nitty-gritty for you. If you are a novice trader and you want to start off on the right foot, we can do that too, and it's great. And if you want to do a real estate deal with Paul, $10,000 for 1 hour of his time. Every single day. $10,000 for 4 hours of his time, $2,500 an hour, and we'll go from there. So, all right, let's do some stuff. Before I get to reading some charts, I want to read some wins and losses from this week. I asked in the Discord, and people tell me their wins and losses. We had a lot of wins this week, but we had some losses too. I like the losses more than the wins because, I should say this, I like the losses more than the wins if people can tell me why they lost. Because to me, losing is key if you figure out why you lost. If you know why you did it, and it's very important. So my two pair, long trades, ASX and WPL. He's up 5% on those. Currently still in them, hasn't taken profits. Here's my man, Lazy Taco. This is a good one. AMPY, that was that oil company in California that did the spill and dropped 53% on Monday. I said, guys, go day trade this. 9% in 15 minutes on AMPY. SQQQ plus 3% on a day trade, 1% on a day trade with Apple. Chris Bacon, all day trades here, plus 1.6% on GoGo, plus 2.7% BTBT, plus 2% on Progressive, minus 0.75% on CIDM. The daily turn, what he did, he was in a day trade. He got stubborn. He rolled it into a swing trade, and the next day it fell apart. One of my biggest rules, guys, is if you are doing a day trade, do not roll it into a swing trade. And he said his stubbornness did that to him. You learn from it. You know what to do. It was only 0.75%. Not bad. That's a great lesson to learn. Nathan, plus 10% on NET swing trade, minus 0.5% on DUK, didn't follow the trend. D Stark, plus 10% on COP. That was a long-term trade, plus 7% on FANG. So, guys, these are names that, well, with the exception of Lazy Taco and Chris Bacon, those are names that I'm seeing that are new. So people are doing great. Let's roll through some of your questions here. And guys, don't forget, before I do questions, tomorrow at 11:30 in the morning Eastern time, I'm doing a seminar, private seminar only for the Bid and Ask Nation. I'm going to teach for about 15 or 20 minutes on pattern recognition. Then I'm going to open up for Q&A, and we'll go from there. So let's see here. Send me some of your stock questions and we'll roll with them. What platform do I use for trading and what are the fees? I use Charles Schwab. I use, there are no fees. There's no trade fees. Now there's option fees. I think it's 65 cents per share or 65 cents per contract. I really don't know. Watching the puts and calls seminar last night. Mo, you've come a long way, boss. Thanks, Julian. Isn't that funny? Isn't it funny to look back and see, like, how, I went back and watched like the first video I ever did. Oh my God, that was rough. That was rough. That's why I want to do that's why I want to redo the Trading Series 101. So if you guys don't know, video 1 of the Trading Series 101, that was my first time I ever flipped the camera on. I just flipped the camera on and started talking. So I do want to redo it just so the material is going to be the same because that doesn't change. But when are you writing a book? I don't know. I don't really want to write a book. There is no book out there for trading, but I really don't want to write a book. I want to retire before 45. Do it, man. All right, let's do some stuff. Who asked me? Raytheon RTX. Simon, you got it. Dun, 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 dun. All right, let's see here. I remember when you released your first video. Julian's a real OG. All right, so I'm going to scroll out here. I just want to see what we're dealing with, and I'm glad I scrolled out because obviously we're dealing with this resistance point. Oops, that was a terrible line. Let me do this again. Right there. So that's the resistance point we're dealing with. right now. Now the trend is looking good. So Simon, your trend is looking good. Just know that you have that right above you. So when you go into that area that I drew up here, whatever price that is, make sure you're taking profits. And Simon, you'll also notice over the past week, look at your volume, it's declining. So to me, you're not going to break through that all-time high. Yesterday you had a big push forward and a pullback on the price. That's why you have that long wick on the candle. So if I'm you, I am taking my profits on this thing and moving on from there. Absolutely. All right. Facebook. Let's do Facebook. Oh, I invest in real estate, but things are looking like Freddie Krueger. The real estate market's very interesting nowadays. All right, Facebook. So certainly a downtrend. Now here's the catch. It's hard to short the FANGs in today's market, but you are a downtrend, so keep watching it. Your volume is getting lower. Yesterday it spiked a little bit, but your daily trend is up. So if I'm you, I personally would not short the FANG stocks anytime in the immediate future. I just think it's very difficult for you. You're going against a lot of institutional traders. You're going against whatever the Fed's going to do because the FANGs are going to lead the market. You're going against a lot of consumer traders. What am I trying to say here? People like me and you. I don't know I can't think of the word right now. Anyways, I would just do this on a swing trading chart, up and down between the 100 and 200 day moving average, and I think you'll do very well in that instance. Okay, let's do another one. Chegg. I haven't done Chegg in a while. See, isn't it the book thing or education thing? Chegg.com. I think it is. All right, they've been beaten down quite a bit. Let's see here. Let me draw a support line. Yeah, so I'm going to go right in. Okay, so it's pretty much holding support in these three areas, just above that big group and then right in there. So let's zoom in and just see what we got. Okay, so if you get, you're getting into that oversold area. If you get an engulfing candlestick, you can probably go short. I would just be very careful. Whoever asked me this question, I just don't think I would play with this one right now. I'd probably wait until this trend turns back up and do something with it in that direction. What does a FANG stock mean? MJ, FANG is basically, you're looking at here, I'll write them out for you. Well, FAANG. Facebook, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Google. These are responsible for 45% of this run up in this market since 2015. 45%, it compensates for 45% of the move forward. So Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, Google, and I like to put in Microsoft in there too. FANG-M, or however you want to say it. Those 6 stocks are the ones that have moved this market, but the FANGs are the most common. Nobody rarely mentions Microsoft, even though they're a massive multi-trillion-dollar company, I think. All right, Peloton swing trade. Why don't we look at that? Peloton. P-T-O-N. Wonder when they're going to get that treadmill going again, the big one that was hurting people. All right, zoom in here. So I like what I'm seeing from Peloton. Remember though, you got to get into the sweet spot. Let the red line get into the sweet spot. Let the yellow line get going. You'll probably do it somewhere around this 92 level, especially if you get volume moving into the stock. I wonder if we can get some. See if we can get some volume check. So right now with that volume, you're below moving average. You're below the average volume. The yellow line is the average volume, about 8.1 million shares traded per day. When you start to get a real influx of volume, that's when you're going to see this thing start to trend higher all around. So, so I would say Tesla has moved the market a bit as well. Maybe, but when you look at market caps and how many shares are moving, let's see. Okay, so let's do this. 19.8 Apple. All right, so here's the thing. The person just said Tesla. Let's do Tesla. So I'm looking at average volume right here. 19.8 million shares traded per day. That's the average. Apple. let's call it 87 million. Amazon. It's it's an expensive stock, so 3.02. But I mean, that's still a lot extrapolated out. Amazon, Apple, Facebook. Let's see what Facebook is. 21. Let's see what Netflix is. This is probably pretty low because of the price. 4. And Microsoft, this is probably pretty high. 26. So yeah, maybe you're right about Tesla. Who knows? All right, but let's look at Tesla anyway. So it's up to about $800 a share. You're going to be testing these all-time highs about $900 a share. Listen, guys, I wouldn't go long on this. I've said it for a very long time. I wouldn't go long on this. If you want to go on a daily chart, go ahead and do something that way. Baba gaps. So Baba's hard for me. So when you look at a chart on Baba, for example, you see gaps all over the place. It's the way that the data is transferred over because it's a Chinese company. So it could be a British company. It doesn't matter. If I look at like Volkswagen or Adidas or something, it's going to be the same. So that's why you see these gaps all over. And that's just how the data translates to the United States. So that's why it's a little bit tough to do these things. But like I've said a million times, I would not be going long on this thing from a long-term perspective. You can't do it anyways because you're stochastic. But if you want to do swing trades on this thing, I mean, feel free. Not a risk that I'd be willing to take. Thanks for the Biogen video. I wonder what Biogen's up to these days. I'm gonna do some research on Biogen and get back to you guys on that. Hey MJ, what do you think about the Biogen deal? Hey guys, smash the like button for me. We only have 98. We have about 400 watching. Crank that baby up. CRSR. Let's see what Corsair is doing. Old Corsair. Jeez, oh man. Let me Command R this thing. What do we got here? All right, so downtrend for sure. Why don't we go over here? So the promise is coming. We're getting there. We're getting there. But you can see, I mean, it's been a struggle down here. It's been about 10 days, 11, 12 days, 15 days. We got to get this thing going, and what you're going to need is volume, and we haven't touched average volume for about 6 days. So that's not good. That's not good. I must confess the gap scares me. I mean, I personally don't think that the run is over to the downside on Alibaba. Why is most sentiment on Baba negative for longs? What? Oh, on long position. No, I just don't. It's just that I don't like doing foreign companies long because of those gaps all over the place. It doesn't give me, it kind of skews the information in a way that I don't understand. I just think that there's better, it's easier to go after an American stock that it has a lot smoother looking chart, etc. That's the only reason. I'm not saying you can't do it, but I do think that there's still a lot of volatility left in Alibaba. One bad news, I mean, we come back on Monday, something happens in China, this thing is going to drop to $140 again. So, potato, how about some hype stuff like Neo so you can use your cowbell? We'll do Neo. Neo is disruptive as can be. So Neo, I think Neo is probably by the end of this weekend, they're probably going to deliver more cars than Tesla. So I don't know, this might be something y'all want to look at because I mean, this is just like, this is a diamond in the rough out there. For those of you, maybe it's your first time to this channel, I'm being very sarcastic. Do not go and buy Neo. Just relax. Relax. All right. So Neo, I mean, the trend is getting there, but if you just look, let's just look at these past, I'm going to say 30 candlesticks. 1, 2 don't have wicks. 2 candlesticks in the past 30 days don't have wicks on them. That means that there is zero consensus on this stock. And the only time that there is consensus on the stock is when it's coming down. Guys, avoid this thing. I mean, if you want to day trade it, go for it. But just avoid this. This stock just annoys me. It's not even the stock. It's not even the company. It's the people that go and trade this crap. These people are idiots. Simple as that. They're morons. CGX. Don't get me all annoyed on a Friday morning. I'm trying to do stuff here. All right. So here's the deal. I like that this question was asked. So you went into the 200. You challenge. Okay, this is perfect. I'm so happy you asked this question. So let's look over here on the daily chart. What we did is you have the 100-day moving average. That's this teal line. This was Wednesday. This is Tuesday. Tuesday. You go right into the 100-day moving average, blast through it, you pull right back down, and you close just above the 100-day moving average. The next day you open below the 100, you fall all the way back down because you failed. Your volume completely fell off the table, and you still close the day below the 100-day moving average. Yesterday, you open the day right at the 100, move straight up, and you come straight back down, losing at the 100-day moving average again, and even more so, your volume fell off. So right now, you can see how volume is needed to drive you through the 100-day moving average because that's where funds make their big decisions. Granted, this is probably not a stock that's on funds idea, hedge funds ideas, but just be careful when you go into 100-day moving averages. That's why I say when you go into 100-day moving averages, take your profits. If you were in this for a swing trade, you were getting good volume coming in, you had a really nice move, you had a good engulfing candlestick, you were going into the 100-day moving average. That's why I say take your profits going into these moving averages. It's very important that you take your profits because it's not going to, rarely does it stay up here. Rarely does it stay up there. So take your profits going in there. And if it does, let's say that it closed the day up here. You took your profits. Okay, cool. Next day it goes like this. All right, add your profits back on. It's no big deal. You're going to miss out on a couple dollars here and there, but it's better than this. You would have fallen all the way back down here to $13.60. And then you would have panicked, and then you would have sold, then you would have cried. Oh, it would be a disaster. So just follow the rules, baby. All right. If you want to be annoyed, look at Rolls-Royce. I don't want to be annoyed. Fox. Let's do Fox. Fox Corp. What time is it? Oh, market's open. Okay. What do we have going on here? Is there any pullbacks? Beautiful. Frickin' beautiful. You've made W formations the entire way up. I mean, beautiful. Just absolutely perfect. This is an absolutely perfect. You know what? Screenshot. Absolutely perfect looking chart. This is just perfect. So this, guys, when I say that you're looking for a chart that has W formations and moving up through the sweet spot and is getting good consistent volume, this is exactly what I'm looking for. It blasted through its 100-day moving average. It created these W formations coming out. Oh yeah, this is great. So good job, guys. All right, all red. He said the stock market's all red. So I'm going to hop off here. Remember, we have the book club in just under an hour. Let's see. I don't know what he's talking about. All red. I don't see any red. I'll do one more stock, and then I'm going to move. Let's see. What do I want to do here? Do you think the microchip shortage will affect Intel positively? No. I think Intel is hanging around, and I think it's eventually going to get hit. I think it's going to get hit eventually. Julian, you're a legend. How long have you watched the show? Yeah, Julian. Yeah, the cinema stock. I know which one you're talking about. Why is nobody talking about cannabis stocks? Coco, I don't do anything with that stuff. Mostly because it's disruptive, and mostly because there's so much government regulation that needs to go into it. If you think for a damn second that this stuff's going to come in, especially after what's happened with the cryptocurrency world, that this stuff's going to come in and it's not going to be regulated by the government in some capacity, you are outside your mind. I'm telling you, Coco, this is going to be something. So you can watch it, but don't go crazy with it because I am just very against the cannabis industry right now because the government is going to intervene, and anytime the government intervenes, things get slapped away. So that's my reasoning for that, Coco. Yeah, that's it. Cannabis is beaten down so bad, would have been a good short. Yeah, but Coco, don't get me wrong. Go ahead and trade all the cannabis stocks you want. It doesn't affect anything. But as far as getting invested in them long term, that's what I'm saying from that perspective. Now, when everything smooths out and everything settles down and we figure out what direction we're actually going in, then I would be fine starting to look into that stuff. So, because the FDA is going to get involved. The FDA is not going to let this stuff go out. They're going to for sure get involved. So, all right. What else? Oversold, but the fundamentals are garbage. Maybe. I don't know. We don't know. It's a new industry. We have no idea. Potato, are you old enough to invest? How about Twitter? All right, let's look up Twitter, and then I'm going to move. Okay. So Twitter, I don't like it from a long-term perspective. It's just kind of sitting there. Now let's do a daily perspective. Let me pull up the candles real quick, see what we got. Yeah, this is excellent. So I love that we're sitting on top of our 150-day. Trend is looking great. Volume is increasing. If you can get an engulfing candlestick today like such, even on a Friday, I'm fine with you getting into that. But make sure that you get into this thing with a big engulfing candlestick that takes out yesterday. You got to get a big engulfing candlestick. If you don't get that, don't do it. So if you look right now, let's say this little thing was green, that's not an engulfing candlestick. You need to have something like this. You need to have basically yesterday's candle today. So that's that. Companies like NVIDIA actually increase their production of chips so they don't have a shortage. Yeah, I mean, we're going to see how long that lasts. We're going to see how long it lasts because remember, they went from zero inventory to increasing production. It's not like they had a backing of inventory. That's the tough part that we have going on here. So, but without a doubt, compared to the rest of the industry, if that's true, I don't know, you're just saying this to me, then yeah, they have a leg up on everybody. Absolutely. Warren Buffett communicated with his mother from the womb to buy SPY. I wouldn't doubt it. All right, guys, you have a wonderful day. I will see you back here on Monday morning, 9 a.m., 10:30 book club. That is less than an hour from now. I will see you guys there. The link is in the Discord. And then, of course, tomorrow morning, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time, bring your questions. I'm going to teach pattern recognition. Link is in the Discord. I will also repost it. And I'll see you there. Have a great day, guys. Love you. Peace.